Brown, about to move around. This feels good. Feels good to be back. Yeah. I don't even know if it's working or not. I don't even know if anybody's out there. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. If you can hear me, act like you near me. Welcome to another episode of that. We in some shit, y'all. Alright. I gotta just check and see if anybody out there first. So I can see if people can hear me. If you can hear me, say A. That's all I need to hear is an A. Just one A. Just one. Just one A. Can you hear me? Check. Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2. Let me know if you can hear me. If everything's good. Everything's good. Yo. Take a look at it. Can you hear me? Hey. Please let me know you can hear me so I can get to running my mouth. Hey. Can you hear me? It's like a matrix. Hello. All right. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. Hello. How you doing? Namaste. Let's get straight to the shits, man. We ain't got time to be playing no games. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish I had a round of applause machine, but we bootleg like a fire stick right now. Bootleg like a fire stick right now. Okay. So we got a lot to kind of cover today. Tonight is a blood moon. Let me just check and make sure. Hey, Gemini, is tonight a blood moon?
It looks like the total lunar eclipse, or blood moon, actually happened yesterday on March 3rd, 2026. It was visible in parts of the Americas, East Asia, and Australia. Are you interested in when the next total lunar eclipse will be?
Hey, that's deep. It said yesterday, March 3rd. That's because my VPN on some other. That's fine. So, as you can see, and that's something I'm going to bring up too. Whenever your calendar tells you that it's a full moon, the cycle really ain't accurate. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. So if you're going to do a ritual or you're going to plan something around full moons, look at the moon yourself, because sometimes the full moon is really after the date. Just food for thought. Okay, so we need to figure out what a blood moon is. Okay, so let's just start with that. Hey, Gemini, can you tell us what a blood moon is?
A blood moon is just a nickname for a total lunar eclipse. It happens when the Earth passes directly between the sun and the moon, casting a shadow on the moon. The moon doesn't disappear completely, though. Some sunlight filters through the Earth's atmosphere, making the moon turn a reddish color, which is why it's called a blood moon.
That's cool. But the spiritual meaning of all that is significant. It signifies a change, a pivot point, if you will. You know, so I don't think it's a coincidence that we're having a blood moon and we having a whole lot of shit popping. Okay, so let's just see. Let's look at Google real quick. Let's see. Spiritual significance of blood moon eclipse. All right. So, according to Hindu tradition, the appearance of a blood moon or any solar or lunar eclipse for that matter initiates a period of spiritual sensitivity. All types of worship, eating, cooking, and celebration are strictly forbidden 9 hours before an eclipse and during the eclipse itself, so on and so forth. We need to dig a little bit deeper than that because that was real watered down. But basically, from what I know, I'll just share what I know. From what I know, it does mean a significant transformation. So what we're looking at right now, as we're reading the world, because reading doesn't just mean I'm reading the paper. Jack had a cat and he ran down the hill and he hit Jill with a bat. No, we don't condone violence. I'm just saying that's reading. But when I'm saying reading the world is actually looking at what's happening and understanding the symbolism and the significance of the events. So as we're reading the world, we are seeing a transformation as we proceed to go through it. So we're actually living through unprecedented times. Okay, so to even back that up, there was a Friday the 13th last month, right? Last month it was Friday the 13th. There's a Friday the 13th this month. Now I cannot remember in my short but long time on this mud ball that there was a back-to-back Friday the 13th. Let's get some professional help here. Hey, Gemini, when's the last time in history that there was a back-to-back Friday the 13th in consecutive months?
Interestingly, it actually happened this year in February and March of 2026. This occurs when a non-leap year starts on a Sunday. It's a relatively rare occurrence.
Sometimes I think this broad is retarded. Okay, before this year, when has it happened?
Before this year, back-to-back Friday the 13th last occurred in 2015, specifically in February and March of that year. It's a pattern that pops up fairly regularly.
Okay, and before 2015, when did it happen?
It happened 11 years before that, in 2004. The pattern follows a cycle of 11 years, then 11 years, then 6 years.
Woo! Okay. See, I didn't know that. Now, the significance of the number 11. 11 is a gateway. And that's exactly what we're dealing with. There's a gateway opening up, and we finna dive in and tap all into that. I didn't know that. So wow. Back to back Friday the 13th happen every 11 years, which is a gateway. And then I think she said every fourth occurrence is 6 years, right? We're going to have to dig into that later. Right? Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. The typical pattern is 11 years, then 11 years, followed by 6 years, which creates that cyclical nature of back-to-back Friday the 13th.
Okay. So it's every third. See, I got to turn her ass the fuck off. Okay. So now we need to figure out what is the significance of 13. Now I'm going to tell you what I know, and then we're going to check it and see what we can come up with, right? So when we're dealing with the 13, we're dealing with the Ophiuchus energy. Now the Ophiuchus energy, the Ophiuchus is the star constellation that is hidden. It's the 13th sign. Actually, what Ophiuchus represents is the pouring of knowledge onto man, or the connection from the sky gods to man, or a gateway. It's so funny that a gateway is probably going to be the common theme of tonight's video, right? So Ophiuchus represents the gateway. Let's see what this digital broad say. Let's go. Hey Gemini, what can you tell me about the 13th constellation called Ophiuchus?
Ophiuchus is a large constellation that's sometimes called the 13th constellation of the zodiac because the sun passes through its boundaries during a certain period each year. Its name means serpent bearer in ancient Greek and is associated with the figure of Asclepius, the Greek god of healing. While it's astronomically a constellation, it's not typically included in the 12 sign zodiac used in astrology.
Um, so I'm gonna see what they say about a fucus, right? Okay, so Google says that a fucus, the 13th sign, which is really from November. And before I get into this, the reason why the 13th sign is very significant is because really the months that we have, they're not even, right? Because it's based off of sun time, right? So if you make the months even, you don't have 12 months or 12 sections in the cycle, you have 13. This is very significant because it matches up with the moon, which is today, the full moon day, right? But it also matches up with women's menses as well. So it's very important to not only go by the sun signs, but also understand what the 13th sign is, because it's that hidden portal. That hidden portal that you don't get to see. It's kind of like if you're looking at the tree of life and you look at Doth, right? Hold on, I'm gonna open up another
That's
window.
a fascinating perspective on the 13th sign and its significance in relation to the calendar and lunar cycles. While traditional astrology focuses on the 12 sign.
We see. I gotta remember to cut her ass off. She be ear hustling. See, you know what? Speaking of ear hustling, right? It's funny because it's Ramadan as well. So we got portals, right? We got 13th signs, all right? We got uh, 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 blood moons, okay? And one thing about Ramadan I've noticed about myself, right? I've noticed that every year that Ramadan happens, my body wants to um, naturally fast, right? Like I feel like I need to purge, like I need to cleanse my body, and I don't be looking at the calendar, and I don't follow Islam like that, right? And and every time that happens, I always look at the calendar and be like, it must be Ramadan, and yes, it is. So this is another sign. I'm kind of jumping over the place right now, but I'll put it together in a pretty bow at the end. But this is another piece of evidence that the things that we practice as religion, right? The things that we practice as religion is told to us to do, but there's a reason. It's because everything that happens on the physical plane has a spiritual origin or a heavenly origin or a other worldly or other dimensional origin, and people who get these messages turn it into religion and serve it to you to do. But if you listen to your body is the real religion. You are the real religion is based off of you. So if you actually pay attention to yourself, you will make sense of every fucking religious book that you could ever really open up, because it's about you. Side note. Now let's get back to 13 and shit. All right. So it's funny, and also oddly enough, right? That if you look at Islam, look at their flag. Their flag is based off of the moon and an eclipse of a planetary body, right? I've went over this before. This is the sun or the moon eclipsing, right? Right? And this is a star. So again, religion is about the connection between man and the planets, man and the cosmos. But they serve it to you as religion, but it's really about you. All right. Let me get back to the 13. So we got two Friday the 13th back to back. Okay. We also are dealing with a Mercury retrograde, right? So if we don't know what Mercury retrograde is by this time, let's ask AI. Hey, Gemini, can you tell me what a Mercury retrograde is and when does it happen in the year of 2026? Please.
In astrology, Mercury retrograde is thought to be a period when communication, travel, and technology can experience disruptions. It's often advised to be cautious, review plans, and reflect during these times. In 2026, Mercury will be in retrograde during 3 distinct periods: February 26th to March 20th, June 29th to July 23rd, and October 24th to November 13th.
February 26th to March 20th. We are now in Mercury retrograde. We are also coming on 2 portal months of Friday the 13th, which do also come in connection with the 13, the Ophiuchus month, or the Ophiuchus energy. Also, the Venus energy, which has all to do with the Islamic flag, because this star on the flag is Venus on a Friday, because Friday and Venus are 2 correspondences. So let's not forget that. Okay. Also, hey, Gemini, can you tell me where or when does Ramadan start and end?
Ramadan in 2026 began on the evening of February 18th, with the first day of fasting being February 19th. Is there something specific you'd like to know about Ramadan?
Yeah, when does it end?
Ramadan is expected to end on March 20th, 2026, with the celebration of Eid al-Fitr following the next day.
So Ramadan ends the exact same time that Mercury retrograde ends. Are you seeing the portal? Are you seeing the opening? Right? Remember, this is... I took my glasses off. I'm over here trying to fast. I'm eating oatmeal lettuce wraps. I'm so healthy. Yeah, remember, man, hey, listen.
It is quite a coincidence that
Listen. The cosmos dictates what happens on the planet and you. We're all connected to whatever's above us, whatever you want to call it, the heavens, space. Listen, this is not a coincidence that all of this is happening. Blood moon, 2 Friday the 13th, Ramadan, okay, Mercury retrograde, all right. Let's do some math real quick. Let's do some math, shall we? And like I said, I'm gonna tie a pretty little bow on this. I'm gonna tie a pretty little bow on this. Don't worry about it. I'm just giving you the information, giving you the info, right? Giving you the info so we can catch up. It's all good. Okay. All right. So, what is it? 2026. Okay. So we're dealing with a 10, right? 2026, 2, 6 is 8. Okay, 2. Okay, we're dealing with a 10. All right. So when we're dealing with numerology, right? When we go through the 1 through 9, it always repeats back with a 0. So that's what a 10 would be. A 10 would be 0. Or going back into the cipher or the next level. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 0 was what you call 10. 1 cipher. 1 cipher. Like a cipher is a circle. So 10 is 1 cipher, the first cipher. When you get to 20, it's the second cipher. 2, 0, 2 cipher, right? So we're dealing with a cipher energy. So we've went through the process of the 1 through 9, and now it's starting all over, which goes back to the blood moon, the renewal, the pivot, right? You see, like this isn't a coincidence, okay? This isn't happenstance. This isn't stick your head in the sand time. This isn't that. Pay attention. Read existence. Reading is not just fundamental. Reading isn't just letters. Reading is, do you know how to read water? Do you know how to read the sky? Can you see storms coming? Do you know how to read nature? Do you know how to read plants? All of this is reading. Reading is more than just letters on a piece of paper. Can you read life? Can you read it? Or are you just stuck in it? Sorry, I get a little passionate sometimes. I digress. Okay, if you've had your oatmeal lettuce wraps, all right, and you're feeling healthy, okay, let's continue. Everyone grab your oatmeal lettuce wraps, okay? Everyone's vegan and everyone's healthy, right? All right. What do we have? We have pretty much a world war. If you didn't know by now that we're having a world war, which I've been saying by this time, I've been saying for 4 years. We're in the middle of a world war. Hey, and hold on, wait a minute. Hey Gemini, what constitutes a world war? What is the defining definition of world war?
A world war is generally defined as a large-scale conflict that involves multiple major global powers, affecting many continents and causing widespread devastation. Key characteristics include the mobilization of vast resources, involvement of both civilian and military populations, and profound impacts on geopolitics and societies.
Thank you. Does it matter what countries are involved in a world war for it to be a world war?
Yes, the involvement of key major global powers is crucial to the definition. It's not just about the number of countries, but also their significant influence and the extent of their participation across different regions.
Yeah. What countries are these significant countries? Can you tell me?
While the specific major global powers can change over time, historically they include countries with strong military
Okay. So it's just doing that AI shit where it don't want to answer shit, okay? Well, so I'll do it. Okay. So if you didn't know, right? We just helped Israel smack on Iran. So that's one, right? We've been helping Ukraine and Russia, right? And remember, based off of the not the trilateral, but based off of the rules of international war, if you're supplying a country with weapons, ammunition, vehicles, whatever, you're part of it, right? So aiding, sending money to, that's involvement, right? Okay, so we helped Israel smack on Iran. We helped Ukraine funk with Russia. That's two countries other than us, right? We just smacked on Venezuela for hella oil, smashing on them. We just helped certain people in Mexico smash on, the cartel. That's a war. We're in a trade and economical war with China. That's 5. There's 2 more that I'm forgetting. But 5's enough. We're in World War III. And we're just going to work like it's cool. We're in World War III. And we sitting here worrying about when P. Diddy gets out. We're in World War III. And we're worried about 50 cents and T.I. You know? When it really dawned on me, right? It really dawned on me. I was in the gym for the last few days, and I'm looking up at the screens, right? And I'm seeing all of this random things to keep your attention. The war, Iran, all this stuff is just on the screen while everyone's just working out, just like it's nothing. dude, we're in World War, and we're so desensitized from it, right? We're so desensitized like it's nothing, but that is the ideology and symbolic American attitude. We don't even know, and we believe everything that we see on TV or on this. We believe it, right? I'm here to tell you, anything that you think is the news is a lie. It's all a lie. Because if you listen close, right? If you listen close, watch close, the reporters' demeanors are just like this. They'll just tell you something, but don't question anything or even provoke you to question. They just tell you something. That's called hypnotism. That's called programming, right? They just tell you something that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we bombed on Iran for what? Because didn't we just bomb on them last year because they had nuclear weapons and we bombed on them, right? To stop them from making them. That's what dude said, right? But we did it again? Oh, weapons of mass destruction. This is the same script. It's a script. And people just go along with it. It's crazy. It's so insane. It's weird, right? Here's a good way to understand if you're being controlled, or look at it like this. When you look at sports and entertainment as a business. Don't look at it as T.I. and 50 Cent. Look at it as a business. Who is benefiting monetarily from your attention? So when you look at it like that, it becomes silly as fuck. It's like, what? Oh, they got us. When you look at the news, look at it like they're programming you. What did they just tell you to do? When you look at it like that, you can see how fake and how much actors and actresses it is. It's kind of scary in a way when you really just take the veil off of it and then look at it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. But I say all that to say that I don't think it's a coincidence that this is happening with Israel and Iran, which is a very long-going war between cousins of a tribe, or non-cousins of a tribe acting like a cousin of a tribe, and whatever. So this has been going on for thousands of years. So this is just the new version of some ancient shit. See what I'm saying? This ancient shit that's happening now, but we're just living through it like it's nothing. Because we have phones and it's whatever. Oh my God, pray for Iran. Oh my God, pray for Israel. Oh my God. Did you just hear about what I just told you at the beginning of this video? All the portals, all the gaps of time. There's a reason why we're over there. There's something there, and it ain't oil, and it ain't weapons. It ain't none of that. It's something else. If you look at this planet, now I'm about to go somewhere where I didn't want to go. If you look at this planet, now this is where it gets deep. I should play the deep shit intro. When you look at this planet, it's like a time capsule. So remember, outside of this planet, time is different. It's not that it doesn't exist, it's just different. Once you enter the atmosphere of this planet, time changes. So we can look at time as history, like, okay, 1,000,000 years ago till now, right? But time is also a location. So the fact, this is going to be so hard to explain. So the fact that all of our souls have incarnated here at this specific time in this specific location, I don't really know how to explain this. I don't want to freak y'all out. I don't want to freak y'all out. But I'll just say that none of this is a coincidence, and everything that you feel is real. We are on the brink of breaking this, and this is what I hate. When you get these deep motherfuckers on YouTube trying to break down some shit and they just be saying whatever. You're really observing the breaking point of the fourth dimension and the fifth. People always say that, but never explain to you what the fourth dimension is or what the fifth dimension is. They're like, we're shifting into the fifth dimension, but never tell you, right? They never say what it is. This is what it is. This is a third dimensional object. As it moves, that's fourth dimension because it takes time and location for fourth dimension. We're breaking the fourth dimension of time and we're entering the fifth. If this is 4 dimensions, the fifth dimension means the choice of what direction this goes. So the fifth dimension itself is choice. Meaning, this is what I'm saying, this is very hard to explain. Meaning, whatever you want to happen is available for you to have happen. You have total power to become anything or have anything you want. This is why there's so much distraction. Have you noticed you can't focus on shit? Nothing. You can't focus on shit. Nothing. Not a motherfucking thing. They're distracting you with everything they got because we're getting into that tilting point of total manifestation. This is why they're doing everything they're doing for control over this timeline. There's so many timelines. But as long as our attention doesn't know how to shift timelines, they can control this one. So someone's trying to control this one. Hell. They're bringing the robots out. You know, and I didn't want this video to go there, but I'll save that for another video. Let me hold on. Put my glasses on, man. I gotta feel smart again. I gotta feel smart. Put my glasses on. Gotta feel smart. My mouse went to sleep. It won't wake up. Come on, mouse. There we go. Let's go. All right. Let's see. What I got here. All right. See everybody talking that shit. Okay. Blah, blah. Blessings, you're on the road tonight. Okay, yeah, I'm over here talking that shit. All right, I just had to check the chat, see what the chat was talking about. All right, how long I been on this thing? Huh? How long I been on this thing, huh? Trying to see. All right, yeah. So, anyhow, I kind of wanted to touch on that. We are living in very, very interesting times, and since we're living inside of a portal or gateway area of time, remember, time is about location and movement. Okay? When you're on, remember, this planet is constantly moving, so it's constantly going through some type of cycle of time, right? Location is everything. What I mean by this is, let me try to put it to you simply. Every minute is a portal of something to go somewhere. Every hour is a portal of something to go somewhere, depending on where you are and what time it is. Nigga, you know what time it is? You don't even know what time it is. And what time it is gives you the opportunity to do things or change timelines. Now we have to look at what's happening. You have a whole bunch of people over there in the Middle East trying to do something in this specific time frame. That's all I'm going to say. It's something over there that's of mass significance that doesn't happen too often. All right. Matter of fact, are we going through a planetary alignment as well? Let's see. Hey, Gemini, is there a planetary alignment that's happening in 2026?
Yes, there was a rare 6-planet alignment just recently, around February 28th, 2026. Mercury, Venus, Neptune, Saturn, Uranus, and Jupiter were visible across the night sky. Are you interested in any particular aspect of that?
I didn't even know that. Had no clue. But if you read existence, read life, you can see this. It's not that people are psychic. It's not that people are tapped into some super intelligence. I mean, I guess you can kind of look at that. No, what it is you have to break the shackles of how you've been taught to think, right? And you have to learn how to read all over again. You have to reconnect with nature. You have to reconnect with everything that corresponds. You have to look at all the correspondences. And what I mean by correspondence, I mean look at everything that connects, because everything is connected. You just have to find the connection, and then you can see it. I hate to keep talking about the Matrix. You can see the Matrix. You can see it. You just have to find the connection. Stop looking at the things that divide. Stop looking at the things that separate. This is what Christians call sin, right? It's the separation of you from God, right? So that means anything that you do that separates you from me, or you from your brother, or you from your sister, that's sin, because you're not becoming holy, right? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I wish I knew how long I was doing this for. I really do. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Okay, cool. Let me get this off the screen before people get the wrong idea. Like, that boy didn't turn to Islam. And let me say this, man. And it ain't nothing wrong with any religion or discipline, right? Because if you look at the word discipline, it splits off into a whole bunch of other words like disciple, right? You see what I'm saying? So you'll find disciples in most religions, especially the major ones, right? But remember, the root word is discipline, right? And what is a discipline? It's a regiment, something that you do constantly to fortify yourself. So religion is nothing more than a martial art, if you will, right? It's a discipline, right? I look at myself per se. I look at myself as a spiritual warrior that studies many disciplines, kind of like an MMA fighter. So yes, I'll go into the Bible. Yes, I'll go into the Quran. Yes, I'll go into the Torah. Yes, I'll go into the teachings of Buddha. Yes, I'll go into Taoism. Yes, I'll go into Hinduism. That makes me equipped and fortified in multiple disciplines. But I'm always respectful if I go into a dojo, you know. Let's just say I know Taekwondo, Kung Fu, Tai Chi, Jiu Jitsu, Judo. If I go into a karate dojo, I'm respectful. I don't go in there like, oh, I know this, I'll whoop your ass. No, because I might learn a new technique from this master. So I study everything. So there's nothing wrong. If you're a Christian and you're watching this video, there's nothing wrong with that. If I say something that makes you uncomfortable, it's just because I've learned many disciplines. If you study Islam and and you're watching this video, there's nothing wrong with that, and so on and so forth. Okay, just to be clear. Just to be clear. I kind of wanted to touch on the downfall of consciousness and the conscious community. I don't know if I'm going to do that right now. I only got about 13 minutes, man. So I said I was only going to do this for an hour, you dig? I don't know. I'll just say this. I am going to do a video about the downfall of the conscious community because it ain't the same. And it kind of seems like that it was made like that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? It kind of seems like somebody didn't want us to evolve to a certain point mentally too quick at a certain time, so every conscious quote unquote speaker that arose from the ashes had a very interesting and untimely downfall, all the way from polite Pharaoh, Dr. York shit. Started with Dr. York, to keep it real, to keep it all the way a buck. What's the little buff dude name? The little buff dude with the braids. What's his name? What's Buff Cuz name? Buff Cuz. What's Buff Cuz name, man? Rashad Jamal. Everybody who started to say something took that fall, and I do have a playlist called The Conscious Downfall. I do have a playlist called The Conscious Downfall. Let me see what's in there. Let's just take a look see into Drano the Nth Degrees playlist. What they call me? New Rebel? People think my name is New Rebel. I'm gonna just start going with it. Fuck it. Yeah, that's my name. Let's see. Conscious Downfall. Here we go. The mother. That boy Blight look crazy. Hey, you know what? I saved a video in here twice today. I saved a video twice today in this playlist, and it didn't save.
Shalom, shalom, assalamu alaikum to the family.
Salute to all my people. Y'all can like button if you haven't already.
Coming to you with another informative video.
We're going to talk about the fall of young Pharaoh.
Now, young Pharaoh was someone who he had a good run on YouTube, or a good stint, in which where he was a part of the conscious community.
Young Pharaoh had everything going in his way.
Here's a man.
Yeah, I'm not. You know what? I'm not even finna ruin my mood. I'm not even finna ruin my mood looking at these cats. I just can't do it. I can't do it. But I am going to do a whole video dedicated to the fall of consciousness, man. And you know what? And if you think about it, you couldn't have the rise of consciousness in this timeline to have what we have today. You couldn't have Pharaoh smashing. You couldn't have Rashad Jamal doing his thing. You couldn't have the uprising of the quote unquote conscious community and have ICE. You see what I'm saying? So it was meant for it to be like that in this timeline. It just said it was impossible, but it begs to differ, or it makes you want to think, do they have control over the timeline? Do they know how to get rid of certain individuals to execute what they need to execute? You know what I mean? Again, like I said, there's no coincidences, and I don't think that it's a fucking coincidence that we over there in Iraq, but we also got robots on standby, ready to get down. You know what I'm saying? Because that's coming. I've been telling y'all since 2016 these robots is coming, and they here. I told y'all 10 years ago. I was not playing no games. Hey, listen, man, I'm finna get off of here. I don't like doing long ass lives and shit. Cause like you say your point and then you start repeating yourself and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then you just sitting up there to get a Google check. And I can't do it, dog. Listen, I'm gonna get with y'all later, man. And I promise, this channel will be the home of the resistance to what's to come. I'm telling y'all, the videos I leave will help our children. And I'm gonna need all y'all help. Because we're going into a new shift that this is finna go so fast. Y'all not gonna be ready. If you're not getting ready now, y'all not gonna be ready when it hit. And a lot of stuff, a lot of real talk, a lot of real soul, a lot of real spiritual knowledge is gonna get buried. And the only way you're gonna have it is to have it in here, because it might get wiped off of this thing. You see what I'm saying? And you have to pass it on to your kids, because they're dumb. Not just your kids, all the kids, my bad. Because they're gone. They're smart with technology, but they're a slave to it. And what's about to happen ain't gonna be nothing pretty, and they are not gonna be able to control it. And fuck it, I'll just play. You know what? I'll just play this on y'all. I'm tired of playing with y'all. Okay, I'll be trying to sugarcoat shit for y'all. I ain't finna sugarcoat nothing no more. Get your lettuce oatmeal wrap eating ass. You know what I'm saying? Niggas eating oatmeal lettuce wraps. Man, all right, look, I'm finna play this shit. Watch this. I'm finna play this shit.
Imagine being able.
Finna play this shit. Hold on. I'm finna play this shit. Hold on. Look at this. This is China. Huh? Huh? You hit a backflip, nigga. What? Hold on. They doing some karate right now. Let me fast forward this a little bit. They just did a somersault. Hold on. Hey. Look. They like, look, he got a sword. He got a sword. Hold on. That boy doing, okay, hold on. It's gonna get better. They finna start doing some shit in a minute. Watch this. That's a robot. Okay, they finna get to the good shit. They was playing. Let me fast forward to this shit. Hold on. Look at this shit. The robots is jumping off a trampoline. They jumping off a trampoline. What? Look at that shit. Bro, the robot just ran backwards and did a flip over the table. Bro. Watch this though. Hey. Hold on, watch this. Look, the robot finna show out now. Oh, light work. Watch this. Oh my God. Hold on, it get worse. Watch this. They did the Matrix bot and failed. Stop playing with him. That boy did a windmill breakdance kick. Watch this. This is the part I want y'all to see. Watch this. Hold on, watch this. Bro. The robot ran up the wall and did a backflip. All right, man. Hey, man. Okay. I know you're like, man, okay. They got robots breakdancing and running up the wall. Okay. They got robots doing that. Okay. So what? Okay, now look, they got nunchucks. The robots got nunchucks, nigga. Hold on. Man, stop playing with these robots, man. These niggas got nunchucks. Okay. I'm gonna cut that off. Okay, that's cool. Watch this. Now, I showed you that. But watch what this fool say.
Phantom, a 5'11", 180-pound humanoid robot that could become the next American soldier.
To be clear, you're not just open to arming robots. Part of what they've been designed for is actual warfare. Yes.
Mike LeBlanc, a former Marine and Harvard business grad, is one of the heads of Foundation, a San Francisco-based robotics firm that is unabashedly trying to bring humanoid robots to the battlefield.
This is a shotgun, right? In the hands of a criminal, it's terrifying. In the hands of a sheriff, it could be a godsend.
He co-founded the company with Sanket Pathak.
These are the Generation 1 hands of Phantom.
He's an accomplished electrical and computer engineer who started coding when he was just 12.
Is there any part of you that's concerned about how this technology might be used or frankly abused in the future?
Oh yeah, this is a double-edged sword. You do want these technologies to be a net positive for humanity, but you can't pretend that they would always be.
If even you have fears and you're at the helm of the technology, what should people take away from that?
I think it's a good thing to be aware of it, not a bad thing. Anything you build could be used for evil, could be used for good. And it really comes down to people as to what choices they make.
The founder...
Did you hear what he just said? He said he know it can be used for evil. But what you gonna do? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Gave us rare access to their lab, where they are constantly pushing Phantom to its limits, testing the robot's software and hardware in an effort to improve reliability and balance.
How easy would it be for someone to just knock it over?
Hey, this robot weak than a motherfucker compared to them Chinese robots. These niggas need to step their game up. China gonna come around and whip all our ass.
Increasingly harder.
Give it a little push now. Can I try pushing it? Yeah. All right, let me try. Yeah, I mean, it's sturdy. Okay, sorry, guys.
The untimely fall didn't seem to faze the team. They tell us each failure teaches them something new, and within minutes offered to demo the robot again with a software upgrade they've been experimenting with that utilizes AI to boost stability.
All right, so this is round 2 with AI. Yeah. All right. All right.
Oh, no.
Sturdier this time around.
China finna whoop our ass. That nigga
Foundation
drunk.
has
They
already
robot
scored
drunk.
at least $18 million in U.S. military contracts with the Army, Air Force, and Navy, largely for research and eventually using the robots to build equipment and transport supplies. But the company says it's also in talks with the Trump administration to use the robots on a battlefield, which could include translating for soldiers, leading rescue operations, and even firing weapons.
All of our talks with the military, they have been adamant that military personnel will approve every single pull of a trigger, just as they would with a drone strike.
Humans would still control what to do. AI would control how to do it.
Humans are still calling the shots, but the robot would be able to utilize AI to figure out how to get it done.
In context of defense, that is accurate, yes.
We reached out to the Department of Defense for comment, but didn't hear back. Meanwhile, Foundation is already working with Ukraine's government to send...
What we talk about in the video? What we talk about? War. Ukraine. Where they at? See, you can't believe... Whatever they showing you on TV is not what's happening. That's called propaganda. Do you remember, okay, I think it was World War II with Hitler and them in Germany. The people in Germany was like, it's cool. Hitler doing his thing. He's smashing, it's all good. They didn't realize what was going on because Hitler kept the Germans fed with propaganda. You see what I'm saying? So they just believed and everything was right. This is what we're doing here with the TVs and the phones. We think that everything is right. Everything they tell us is like, oh, yeah. No. They probably over there right now testing shit out. Even if they show you a video of it, yeah, we're free. They got rid of the dude. It's cool. Maybe. But I bet you they over there testing some shit. And trying to run up in them portals. See, there's portals everywhere we went to occupy some shit. Right? Everywhere we went. Where there's a war, there's an underground portal. Portal to where? Ah, I'm glad you asked. I thought you would never ask. This may sound far-fetched, but it's not. To travel through time and space, different time, not Earth time, that's a different cycle. Every time you go outside of a sphere, it's a different cycle of time. This time is different here. But to actually travel away from here, you don't get in a rocket ship and fly out. That's not how it works. You go inside the Earth, and there are portals of light that you ride light to get to the next sphere, planet, star, or whatever the case is. But the light takes you there. You kind of disintegrate into light particles and ride a wave of light to shoot up there. Look, watch this. I'll show you. I know this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but hey, listen. All I could do is put it on a scale. Whatever it weighs, that's what it weighs. All right. So, all right. This is not what I was looking for. All right. Trying to find a good one. This is a good one. Perfect. This one right here, over here to the right, right? This one. This is how you ride light, pause, right? To get to other spheres or planets. Remember, these spheres represent planets, okay? These lines in between these spheres are light. They're light. So this is actually a map of how to do it. There's also maps inside the planet of how to go where. These are maps. Sacred geometry isn't just sacred geometry because it looks fucking cool. It's actually used by those who created us. It's a correspondence, if you will, to use here in this time and to get to other places of time and space. Because remember, the fourth dimension is what, ladies and gentlemen? Time and space. Hey, Gemini, is the fourth dimension considered time and space?
In physics, the fourth dimension is most commonly referred to as time, as it's an essential element in describing space-time. While the first three dimensions describe position in space, time...
Continue, please.
Time provides the context of events and change, allowing us to measure duration and sequence. So it's not just about space, but the inseparable nature of both.
Is it called space-time?
Yes, that's the term often used. Space-time is a mathematical model that combines space and time into a single interconnected continuum.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you something. Using AI like Google is hella dumb because it will tell you whatever you're looking for, but it'll also tell you the exact opposite. This is why people keep arguing about shit, right? It will tell you whatever you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be very meticulous how you use it. You got to kind of break her. You got to break that. Break that. No, I was playing. Jokes. Anyhow. Oh, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, portals, under the ground, lights, and all that. So, obviously, something happened. and it's going down. You know what I'm saying? And the people who got more money and more tanks than us, they try to get it right now. That's what all this shit's about. You know what I'm saying? You can say it's about the Epstein files if you want. Shit, you can say it's about T.I. and 50 if you want. But at the end of the day, it's some people over there doing some major shit, and we ain't doing it. All right? So while you over here talking about vote or die, or while you over here talking about free my pet turtle, my pet turtle has rights, it's motherfuckers out here moving and shaking and getting it cracking. You know what I mean? So yeah, once again, I have ran my mouth long enough. And like I told you earlier, this will be the place of resistance. This is where you're going to find all of your information about how to navigate the future oncoming onslaught of the robots. Okay, we're going to figure out how they work. We're going to figure out how we can use spiritual intelligence and ancestral intelligence to make sure we don't become war fodder, because at some point in time, it's going to be all bad. It's not now, so go to Disneyland while you can. All right? Okay, that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Sayonara. Best regards to the motherfucking Lou. All right? I'm out this I love y'all, though. I do. I love y'all. I really do. I love y'all for real. You know what I'm saying? Nah, for real. Nah, for real. Like, I really do.